Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Corey.
I'm Justin.
And today we're actually finally getting around to doing the DIY questions that you guys had asked us 8 or 9 months ago.
A long time ago.
So, thank you guys so much for all your awesome questions. We do have answers for them, so I think we're going to jump into it. Might be a long video, but I might slice it up into 2. I guess we'll see.
Lots of good questions. So, Question number 1. When did you start DIYing?
You can go first.
I can go first. So, when did I start? When I was about 14, maybe 15. My friend traded me a leather jacket for a 24-pack of Pilsner, and the rest is history. Now I drink a lot of Pilsner and decorate lots of jackets, I guess.
Yeah, so 14, that's...
Yeah, maybe 15.
Something like that?
Yeah. Depending when in the year it happened, but right around then. I was in grade 10.
I would have to say that I've been DIYing for a really long time. Like, even just small little things. Back when I was like a teenager living at home. I think I started my first vest when I was probably around the same age. I'm going to say like 14, 15 years old. It was like really bad. I basically just took a shirt that didn't fit me anymore and cut the logo out and put it on the back. And it was really hard to find studs back then, so I had taken some pyramid studs out of a belt to accessorize the vest with. So
yeah, my first jacket definitely has some belt pyramid studs on it. And
you work with what you have back then.
That's right.
Pretty much just grabbed things around the household and stuck it to it. So
yeah,
about 14, 15 years old. So when you find something you absolutely love and want to stud all over, do you make the time to stud it, or do you just take your time and do it when the time comes available? And I guess the funny part about that is we are complete opposites.
Yeah. I dedicate whole weekends sometimes. I've taken a week vacation time from work sometimes, just literally sit on the couch and stud for 2, 3, 4 days straight.
Yeah, like on one project.
One project, get it all done. You know, 3,000-4,000 studs in a few days.
Yeah.
And hate your hands for a few days, and then it's just done. Then you got something sweet.
And I am on the opposite side of that. I do it very intermittently. I kind of have to feel like doing it, otherwise I feel like it's a chore. And yeah, I usually add really slowly to all my pieces, to be honest. I usually take them like panel by panel and really take my damn time.
Yeah. I'm not like that.
Nope.
If I start something, I really, really need to finish it.
Yeah, the other day he called me a procrastinator, which is so true.
Bingo. Yeah. So, next question. What is your favorite project so far? So, I'll go first this time. This is the first vest I made myself from scratch. I just bought all the zippers and used spare leather and spare materials from work. Put a suede liner in it. I messed up the pocket on this side, so normally when you reach into a pocket you can reach down into it, but I sewed it upside down so it goes up. So that happened, but
first time making a vest.
You live and you learn.
You can't blame yourself.
That's right. But all the other pockets turned out excellently. Everything fits really good. It broke in really, really nicely, and yeah, this is definitely my favorite one so far. All the bands on here.
You only have 2.
3?
Oh.
3. 1, 2.
Oh, there is 3. Okay.
3 bands. My top 3. Well, 3 of my top.
Top 3. Cool.
That's mine.
I would have to say my favorite project is the newest project that I've been working on. You guys have probably seen it pretty recently on Instagram, and that's the Straight to Hell that I bought off of a friend. So, as you can tell, it's very busy. We have some checkerboard in the front that is inspired by a long-lost punker, Paul Burton, rest in peace. The words down the front are from my favorite Rebel Spell song. Everywhere you look on this jacket, you see a very strong word written. However, when you turn it over, and it's dense. Very dense. We have Motorhead on the bottom, of course, and a big fat panel of
2,000 studs.
Anyway, and this Capricorn up here is kind of like a homage to my sign. Also, it's a Motorhead song, so it just kind of tied in with each other, and I just made it in the Motorhead font because why not?
Yeah.
But I think that's my favorite so far anyways. So we get a lot of questions on where we buy our studs, where the best place is to get them. This person's asking what brand of studs we use. Well, we have pretty much two different distributors, one obviously cheaper than the other. This bag here is from a brand called studsandspikes.com. Pretty basic. It's a stud retailer. They're a wholesale company, so you can buy them in the thousands. And we always try to buy like at least the 1,000 bags because we're gonna go through them no matter what. Pretty good pricing. We found that their prices have gone up like at least 3 or 4 times since we started buying with them. So
we live in Canada right now, so there's big steel tariffs and everything. So the price of studs is going up. It affects you.
We also buy occasionally from Tandy Leather Supplies. They do sell small bags of them for a horrendous price, but if we can't get it online and we want it soon for a project that we need done really quickly, we go over to Tandy Leather Supplies, and they often have these wee bags hanging around. Yeah.
Tips on how to clean a vest. I would recommend wearing it to lots of shows, and then afterwards it's probably clean.
Or the opposite.
Yeah, we don't really clean our vests.
Not often, no. If you want to clean your vest, though, you can soak it in a bathtub.
Yeah.
If you're not a pin gluer-oner, which you should be, but if you're not, you can just take them off, soak it in a tub. I find that the higher quality studs, the ones from Studs and Spikes, the really good ones, they don't rust.
No.
So you can just soak it in the tub with a little bit of laundry detergent, and that's your best bet. But honestly, like, we don't do that very often.
Yeah.
So almost if you meet us in person and we give you a hug and we smell really bad, you know why.
Yeah. And if it's a leather vest, I wouldn't recommend putting it in a bathtub with water. No. Because it'll shrink and turn all weird.
And water's not good for leather.
You can bring it to a professional leather cleaner. They might be able to do something.
Maybe. I'm not sure if dry cleaners.
Yeah.
What is the best way to stud without hurting your fingers?
Assortments of tools. Knife. Hole punch.
I always use a butter knife, believe it or not, because it's just so much easier to push the prongs over, and you just can hold it like this. It's not going to hurt you or anything. It's really easy, nice to travel with. So when I'm in the car, I'm usually just bending the backs over with a butter knife. Our friend Jake made us these really, really cool fork studding mechanisms. So he bent down 2 of the prongs because, amazingly enough, the width between 2 of the prongs is the exact width of a stud.
He makes 2 sizes, one for the smaller studs and
one for the bigger. And he just kind of grinds down the end of the prong, making it very sharp. So these ends are very sharp, and they puncture
pretty much through anything.
They puncture really well through vinyl, even through leather. They work really well. So this is really nice. This is really nice to punch the hole through and then put your stud in. And then it's not like pushing the stud through, you know what I mean? It gives you that leeway. So these are really cool. We have thought about selling them on the Etsy, so let me know if you're interested in something like that. because Jake could fire us up a whole schwack load of forks if we asked him to.
Definitely. Where do you get your patches? That's sort of a big question.
It's a really big question because we get them freaking everywhere.
Everywhere. Go to lots of shows.
That's the best set of advice.
Yeah.
But that's really pertaining to people in big cities.
Yes. If you live in a small town, try and find somebody that can take you to a city to go to a show.
Yeah.
The more you go to a show, the more bands can travel, the more they can make merch for you to buy, and that's it. Once you're at the show, buy their merch, patches, shirts.
Yeah, exactly. That's honestly the best way to go about it. We have a sickening supply of
Patches.
backstock for patches. We get them at the shows we go to, like when we were at the Fire Rock Festival, we were able to buy a lot of really good ones. This is our friend's band, Chips Ahoy. We watch, oh god, we go to their shows more than any band ever. We have tons, like our friends.
Good old friend. Yeah.
Our friends make them.
Yeah.
They're all in their bands.
Another friends.
Just, yeah, stuff like that. We're usually getting them from shows. However, I have found that if you're in a small town and you're not able to go to many shows or your scene isn't very rich, you can also go on Etsy. I think it's the best bet of places to buy patches because you're still supporting like the DIY scene.
Big time.
Honestly, just check Etsy. There is a schwackload of really good punk bands.
Yeah.
DIY, they're probably like $2 a patch. That's my best bet. Back in the day, Justin used to actually just paint the band names on his clothes.
Yeah.
Before he could find patches.
I take big sheets of denim and you bleach it to make it white. And then you take some paint or paint marker or whatever and you paint the band logo on the bleached denim. And then you sew that to whatever. Which is, I mean, looks cool enough.
We also make patches out of old t-shirts. This is a piece of a sheet, actually, that I found at Value Village, which has a bunch of Ninja Turtles on it, and a lot of the times I just take big, clunky things and cut them out so that they're just a piece of patch. So sometimes you can just make patches out of clothes that you already own. Go thrifting and find a cool shirt with something on it that you really like, cut it out. Those are kind of our best pieces of advice.
Yep, big time.
I did have a question that wasn't really about DIY. Somebody was asking how we got into punk rock, which kind of ties in because DIY lifestyle, punk rock, they go hand in hand.
So we'll take it. You go first.
Okay. I first was introduced to punk when I was very young. I was probably 11 or 12. It was right around the time that my parents got divorced, and we went to a DOA show randomly in Kamloops, and I just fell in love with them. Not DOA, but the band that opened for them. So we bought their CD and we played it tons. Me and my older sibling Terry, constantly rotating the punk records way back in the day, and yeah, it's been a really long time.
I moved towns when I was same age as I started DIYing, essentially about 14, 15. And I met some kids there that seemed weird. I was pretty weird, so started talking to them. Me and my one buddy Zach went to Red Deer one day and he picked up a Leftover Crack album. He said, "Hey, check this out. They're pretty good. I like them." So me being a angsty kid, I bought it and sat up late at night reading lyrics in my room for hours and hours on end, and yeah, that's pretty much how I got into it.
Mm-hmm.
Just buying a Leftover Crack CD, and then you move up and up and up from there, and
yeah, stumbled into new things.
yeah, find more bands that you like, and
You buy out the entire HMV punk section, basically.
yeah,
And then you go from there.
yeah. 10 years later, here we are.
Used to be, you never were.
Bingo.
Right, so this is getting so long, so we're just gonna cut it off here for now, and we can start back up and make another episode.
Or two.
We'll see how it goes. So thank you guys so much for asking questions, being involved.
We got through a few of them, so
Yeah.
we will get through the rest very soon.
Let us know in the comments below if you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up, you know the drill here on the YouTubes. And if you have any other questions, then pop them down below. We wouldn't mind making this into a ongoing thing if you guys have more questions other than what we answered here. And we will see you guys in the next installment. But thank you very, very much for watching.
See you guys soon.